Yeah, that's Wolf Warrior 1. But apparently Wolf Warrior 2, the follow-up, was even more, I guess, in the Western press, more controversial because of how explicitly it makes America the bad guy, and how even more sort of jingoistic and nationalistic it was. So Matt, what do you remember from Wolf Warrior 2? Like, what's the general plot?
Before I begin, I have a statement to read. Dear Eternal President Xi, from afar, I have greatly admired your stewardship of the Chinese Communist Party. It is clear by now that socialism with Chinese characteristics offers the only viable global alternative to terminally declining U.S. dollar hegemony. The comprehensive deepening of reform at home, coupled with the visionary Belt and Road Initiative abroad, are offering a stable basis for the development of a worldwide alliance of progressive national elements towards the long-term goal of overthrowing Anglo-American finance capital and establishing global communism. However, there's one issue with your leadership that sadly prevents me from offering my official endorsement of Xi Jinping thought. A black mark on your record that has become increasingly difficult to ignore. The presence of CGI blood and muzzle flashes in Chinese action blockbusters such as Wolf Warrior 2. If the 1980s-style action films of your regime are going to insist on using the contemporary Washington consensus approach to action special effects, sacrificing verisimilitude and awesomeness on an altar of grim budgetary efficiency, perhaps party-led development really is functionally identical to neoliberal capitalism. As such, I am hereby calling for the U.S. to renew its commitment to defending the sovereignty of Taiwan, supporting the struggle of freedom fighters in Hong Kong, and calling on our State Department to increase diplomatic pressure to force regime change to punish the continued persecution of the Uyghurs, whatever they're called. Anyway.
I knew it. I know it's coming. Man. Yes. Oh, yes. Sadly, Wolf Warrior 1 and 2 does use CGI bullet hits.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm watching, why I'm watching this. I'm sorry. Yes, it has all of the beats of the classic 80s action films that we all loved and grew up with and that Hollywood does not make anymore. But it's video game garbage. There's no immersion. There's no kineticism. They do use like real tanks sometimes, and some of the car crashes and stuff are okay. But every time anybody gets shot, which in Wolf Warrior 2 is a ton, it's just this totally kayfabe breaking eruption of digitized viscera, and it just takes me out of it, and it just makes me think there is no hope. That China cannot stand up to American hegemony because everybody at the end of the day is not going to be able to argue with the budgetary rationale of not using real squibs and blanks. And it just makes me despair for the future. That's for sure.
Matt, do you think that if the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia still existed and Tito, let's say Tito's an immortal being, which, maybe he was, maybe he's going to be back.
Yeah, he's occluded, I think.
Yeah, he's going to be
included Tito.
Yeah, everyone, big things coming. He's coming back. But do you think that would be the one country that would still make movies with squibs? If they made that
I believe in him. I believe that the Eternal Tito and his model for socialism would have given workplace power, and workplace power would have meant, hey, let's keep the guy on set to put the fucking squibs on the guy. Instead of turning it over to Fiverr to do a bunch of fucking pixel bullshit.
If there's one place in the world where squibs still existed, it is Eastern Europe.
Oh my God! Yeah. No.
It's like, somebody's arm gets blown off. Big deal. Give him a giant Flintstones chewables container of oxys, and he's fine.
But Matt, isn't it all the more depressing, like the budgetary restrictions? Because doesn't Wolf Warrior 2 end with like an actual bombardment by the Chinese Navy of like a fucking, like they actually blew up like with fucking like like battleship guns, like an actual fucking building? Like
it's like a mixture of CGI and actual footage of rockets being launched off of a Chinese naval vessel, and then blowing up some tanks.
It is depressing because Wolf Warrior 1, there were probably 20 tanks, 15 jeeps and like nearly 30 helicopters of every variety, attack and transport, utilized in the filming of this movie. So, I mean, it's you're right. It is depressing that the bullet hits are still CGI.
I'm telling you, man, if they were using squibs in these movies, I would be selling my services to such as they are. Hell, I would let them send me down to the countryside. I would harvest millet if I got to see action movies with fucking squibs on a consistent basis. But instead, I have to rot here in America because there's no hope anywhere in the world.
Can you guys close your ears for a second, just for no reason?
Okay.
Yeah.
President Xi, I know that we are not yet at the stage of socialism yet where we can use squibs. I know that that there has to be more development. I don't really know where I know that from. I just know it. I feel it. I feel it in my heart. I know there's more stuff you have to do. I'm not a Monday morning quarterback. I don't do purity politics. I know you're the man in the arena. I know that eventually we're going to get to the point where we see squibs. I will sell all 3 of these fucking losers out. I will go there. I'm offering my services. No one in your entire God bless you. You guys are doing amazing. No one in your entire country has Jewish movie magic secrets, the secrets of TV. It is the one thing you don't have. I can offer it. I could, in the next century, you are going to have to compete with Ken Olin. I do not want you to fall to him. I'm offering my services. All I ask for is $10 million a year for the rest of my life forever. Thank you. And I want to be on Chinese Raya.